Our story began on JDate. I decided that I wanted to go on this JDate Club Med trip. I was really looking to try and meet some more Jewish people, and if I happened to meet a guy on this trip, that'd be great. I knew I'd go and have a really good time. And here we are, madly in love with 2 kids later, and if it wasn't for JDate, we never would have met.
We were living on completely different sides of the country. I was in Florida and Trudy was in California. But I think I knew when Trudy came to visit me the first time in Florida, which was a few weeks later, and we walked off the plane.
You did?
Yeah.
You never said that before.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you, it kind of all came kind of rushing back. I think we go together really well. We challenge each other that way, and that's what's kept us smiling and happy for 5 years, and I don't expect that to change for the rest of our lives. So it's pretty cool. I was always looking for another way to make sure I was meeting Jewish people. So this was a guarantee. I knew I would meet great Jewish people. You have something, there's just this bond, something that you have in common.
If you either want to date somebody Jewish or you're Jewish and that's what you want, then it's so amazingly convenient. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to find people. I would never have this life that I've created with this amazing husband, who I think is the best partner to have in life, and 2 kids. It never would have happened if it weren't for JDate. So JDate means everything, I think, to me.
We never would have met. It's really that simple. We went from having a kid to having a family 2 weeks ago.
What's your name?
Lila.
Yeah.
Lila.
What's your brother's name?
Asher.
Yeah.
Asher.
Do you love Asher? Yeah. How much do we love you?
High sky and deep ocean.
Really?
Higher than the sky and deeper than the ocean, that's right.
Wow.
So I had my version of how Asher was born, and that was basically all of a sudden something was happening and I didn't know what it was, but it felt like, oh my goodness, I probably should go to the hospital. So I called my husband, who was way over there in Florida. I was in LA, and said, I think you better look into flights. So I went to the hospital, and sure enough, I was in labor. And thank goodness my water never broke, because I was able to basically hold the baby in for 10 hours while I waited for him to get back from Florida. I told my doctor, I'm not pushing. He said, you really need to push. I said, is the baby okay? The baby's heartbeat's okay? He said, yes. I said, I'm waiting. And literally, Seth made it within seconds, because the baby got into slight distress. They said, you need to push. And I called him on the phone. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in the cab and I'm almost there. I can see the hospital.
It's right in front of me. I've been traveling for 10 hours. You're
and I
kidding
said,
me. Not now.
they're telling me I need to push, so I don't know what to do.
5 minutes or so before, as soon as I got that phone call, it was right out of a movie. It was like
movie.
slow motion. The cab driver drops me off. I got a fistful of money. I just throw in the front seat. I run out the door. I'm nowhere near where I need to be. Her cousin is across the street yelling for me where to go. I go running across the street. Unfortunately, I had my sandals on. They're flying off my feet as I'm running through the hospital. We barely get on the elevator, run upstairs. There's a pass waiting for me. I flash an ID. Someone's yelling, room 4. I run into room 4, and Asher was out 60 seconds later. I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't there myself. Seriously, it was great.
You know what, J-Babies, it shows that this works. Like, can you show any more how successful it can be to go on JDate and try and find love? It can work. See? You can really meet the love of your life and have 2 beautiful kids like we feel so blessed to have now.
And none of this would have happened, not us, and neither of them, if it wasn't for JDate.